Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm doing something a little bit different. We're taking over Brentford and we're doing only signing EFL players. So all the people in League 1, League 2 and the Championship. We can't go below that and we can't sign anybody in the Prem. Teams that get relegated down, we've got to wait a year for them. Um, so let's say who's in the relegation zone now? Everton, Burnley, Bournemouth. If they get relegated, I can't sign any of their players as they go down because they're technically not played a game in the championship yet. They were still Premier League players, so I can only sign teams that have been in there for a relatively longer amount of time. So we'll go take a look at who I've signed already for this first window. So first up we have Tommy Conway, the Scottish striker from Middlesbrough, of course. We picked him up for I think about £15 million. The prices are a bit steep, £12 million. That's all right. So Middlesbrough made a good profit. Um, and he's starting striker. Igor Thiago can't really play the channel forward, whereas Tommy Conway can a little bit. So we stuck him up there. He's got a goal and an assist, and he's dropping a 6.87 so far in the Premier League, which is pretty good for just getting bought into a Brentford side. We also signed Leif Davis. Of course, his Ipswich side did go down last season, but it's a new game, so technically he starts in the Championship, and he's been in the Championship before, so I'll let him off with that one, or you guys will let me off with that one, I hope. So he's going to be our left wing back. He's got some nice stats. He's good at crossing, and he's already grabbed a goal for us in the league, and he's got 2 assists in the Carabao Cup. So he's doing extremely well. We also signed Christoph Klara. If you guys don't know about Christoph Klara, he had a really good time in League One with Birmingham, and I'm not too sure how he's getting on in the Championship. He'll probably be doing all right because Birmingham are pretty good, but he's very good, and I'm a big fan of his. So I decided to pick him up. I was looking to get Charlie Hughes, who's 21, but he just didn't want to join eventually. So Christoph Klar was the next in line. He's just good at defending. He can head the ball. He's pretty tall, good high jump and reach, and he's aggressive and brave. I did check this comparison thing here when I was signing him compared to Sepp Vandenberg, and I'm pretty sure he's the green. So his green attributes were all better than Sepp Vandenberg. But then you go to the attributes, and Sepp Vandenberg's better, so it doesn't really make sense. But overall, I've just stuck Christoph Klar into my tactics. So I've locked them all. Oh, I've locked them all into position into my Liverpool tactic that I designed. So Tommy Conway up top, Leif Davis on the left, and Christoph Klar at right centre back. So that is how we're lining up. In the schedule, we started off with a loss to Nottingham Forest, a 4-0 loss, with Christoph Klar getting an own goal as well. A 3-all draw against Aston Villa, that's where Leif Davis got his goal contribution. It would have been a win if Ollie Watkins didn't score in the 94th minute. We then had our Carabao Cup game where we won 5-2 with Christoph Klar getting on the score sheet. And then we beat Sunderland 3-1, Tommy Conway grabbing his goal there. So yeah. Oh, also, I did sell Rico Henry. He was £40 million he went out for. So that is quite a bit of money. And Ethan Pinnock went out for 13 million as well. So we are in the profit, but that wouldn't really matter. We do have 62 million left to spend. And I'll show you what I'm doing here. I'm doing a bit of attribute scouting again, but just I've got the situation based to this Championship, League 1 and League 2. Also, I'm not going to be signing players that are on loan at those clubs because they don't technically play for them, if you get what I'm saying. So I can't just sign a player that's on loan from Man United like Daniel Gore because apparently he's at Rotherham this season, I can't just pick him up. but I could pick up City Peck because he plays for Sheffield United. So that's kind of the outline of this save. Um, it's just signings. It's not going to be forcing me to sell players that have never played in the Championship. So these guys could all stay. Like Aaron Hickey, he could stay. Yarmolyuk. I'm not forcing myself to sell any of these players. And if I get players through my academy that are good enough, then they can just come in and play anyway. So it's not like oh, they all have to be Championship players. If I'm making a signing, they've got to be Championship players, or not Championship players, EFL players. It's just I've only signed Championship players so far, but that could change. So you can see they're locked in there. I might get to January, see what's going on. If I can make any more signings, I'll come back and talk to you guys about them. But that should be that for now, and I'll see you then. Alright then guys, you join me here in January. We've almost finished the window. So we are just getting into this game here against Villa. We've not been too good recently with this EFL team here. So we'll take a little look at what we've got going on. You can see their team there. Got 5 back there. We have Conway, Leif Davis, signed this Poli goalie, and Clara is still at the back there. So Stolarczyk, of course, plays for Leicester in real life, and we've decided we will sign him up here because he's pretty decent. So this should be... Yep, that's all saved over quite nicely. So we've had a couple signings that I'll show you after this game. Just have been enjoying playing this. So I thought I'd turn it into an episodic kind of thing, rather than all compiled into one, because I like the Championship and the EFL and everything, so it's my type of save. So I am enjoying it. And it's my first time playing in the Premier League, so I thought I'll have a little play along as well. So, one of the reasons I've signed a new goalie is I was playing along, I went to the gym, came back, and Kelleher had an offer accepted for 39.5 million to Al Hilal, and I didn't remember doing that. So, he was sold, and I had to sign a new goalie. I was like, I did turn my computer off and everything. I must have just clicked it as I was turning my save off. But so he left the club for about 40 million. So we brought in Jakub Stolarczyk, who's pretty decent. We'll take a look at his stats after the game. And we'll see some other signings that have come in, because we had some players get upset. Centre backs, because Clara, of course, came in and took their place, but Clara was better than them. He's had a few slip ups here and there, but I do think he's got the ability. But anyway, we are 1-0 up. That Kevin Shada goal was pretty good, and of course from a Leif Davis assist. Leif Davis has been excellent, maybe the best player in the team. And there is a little goalkeeping error. Potentially a little goalkeeping error, as he's missed the ball entirely and the header's gone over him. So that could be why we're not on a little a good run of form here. Potentially the goalie's fault, but the defenders could have been doing more as well. Not just the goalie's fault. But we'll try and get another. We do need a win. Now I am scared of being sacked. I've not been sacked yet on this Football Manager. Just going to show you the league table. We're sitting 10th, so it's not even that bad. And we should be safe from relegation. 12 points clear. What is Leaf going to do with this year? Whips it in very nicely. Conte can't clear it, but Martinez with the catch. But I think this is a doable save. I want to eventually win the UCL with players just signing from EFL, of course. Sorry, I got distracted trying to do this. But yeah, I do want to eventually win the UCL. At the moment, it's just staying up. Then it'll be qualifying for Europe, winning the league, winning an FA Cup, perhaps Carabao Cup, And then we'll get to the point of European trophies, hopefully. But as of right now, our goal is stay in the league, which we're doing alright at. We had a good start to the season, so that can be attributed to that. But we are being overrun here at the moment. Morgan Rogers goes for a spectacular effort, and it's over the bar. Nice and safe. Let's build up nicely now. The Poli goalie, brilliantly done. We need some midfielders. That's what I might be looking at because they're getting old. Jordan Henderson, we got Jensen there as well. We've got an old midfield line, but a good one, to be honest. Here's Hickey. He's been good. Ouattara. Whoa, what a whip. Kevin Chad at the back. Stick your Molly. Come on now. That's huge. The Ukrainian with the massive volley to put us back in front. That's what we needed. Absolutely what we needed. Kevin Shad is just brilliant. He wanted to leave at the start of January, December. I'm not sure why, but because I was on holiday, of course. But he did want to leave. Tommy Conway, he's been brilliant as well. We'll take a look at some stats, I think, as well, when we're out this game here. Gone Leaf. There he is again, Kevin Shad. Yarmoliuk, what's he gonna do? Leave it to Jensen, who hits it. Oh, just past the post. We can see Clara, I think, is on a 7 there, yeah. 7.1, he's doing very well against Villa here. We may have to make some subs in the coming minutes. We don't really have that much of depth on our bench. Bit worrying. Especially at the left wing. I'm not sure who we'd bring on. Maybe Reece Nelson, who's on loan. I don't really like using loan players because, like, they're not gonna stay around, of course. Look at Digne. Look at Digne. That's another goalkeeping error. I can't even lie. He's supposed to be good at shot stopping. That's supposed to be his main thing. But why is Luca Digne there? God, I hate Luca Digne, man. Clara could have maybe helped the goalie with that last goal we conceded there, but here he is again, man. Kevin Shada to Yarmoliuk. Let's make some changes, see if we can hold on. So we are playing this 4-2-3-1, of course. Who's tired? Jensen, Henderson. But they're playing well. Ouattara can come off. Keen lose Potter. I was thinking about it there, I don't know. Damsgaard on his return. Wait, we could do this. Damsgaard and Yarmoliuk in there. And then we signed Ronnie Edwards as well. I don't know if I'll bring him on here. Because we are trying to see out the game. I don't want to make his debut when we're 3-2 up, trying to secure a win here. Oh no, don't give them another goal. If we can just cut out errors, we'll be very nice. We'll be very good. That's Yarmoliuk's very good, man. Damsgaard, find Conway. Maybe we could go wider at right back, because he is quite narrow in his. Maybe harming the attack a little bit, because look at that. We don't have anyone out there, yeah. Maybe playmaking wing back isn't the method. No, Leaf. Leaf. Off the crossbar. Yeah, we'll let it run. Oh my god. This is terrifying. Kevin Shad is having an absolute performance, apparently. Keen. Nice work, man. Give the ball away when we need it most. Wait, what? Wait, what? It went through my goalie. It went through my goalie. Right, Ronnie Edwards. see out the game. And then Janel for Jensen. We can do that, I think. It should be fine. Ronnie Edwards coming on is scaring me a little. I do want to get him some game time, of course. He's been booked already. He's been booked already. But he's good on the ball. That's one of his main attributes. He's very good on the ball. So it could be helpful in a situation like this, but we also do need some defending. We have absolutely dominated this game, though. To concede 2 goals is a bit of a joke, but that's perfect. There we are. Nice work, everyone. That was excellent. It was. It was excellent. What more can be said about that? Right. Let's show you guys the 2 players that we brought in for the first team, and maybe some others that came through for the future. So did I show you Mamadou Doumbia last time? Probably. He's out at Watford on loan, back from where we signed him. He's got 10 goals out in the Championship. Pierce Charles, we just signed him for 6.25 million from Sheffield Wednesday, where I thought we were going to lose 2 goalkeepers. We only lost 1. So Pierce Charles was brought in and then loaned back out to Sheffield Wednesday. He's got some nice stats. Hopefully he can grow. Still quite young, so he can grow quite nicely. Of course, Jakub Stolarczyk, look at his attributes. They're very nice for what he's supposed to be good at. Reflexes, handling, you know. Maybe his concentration's a bit low. Could be the issue, but he's supposed to be very good. We brought him in for £14.5 million. Ibrahim Fula, we brought in from Charlton. And of course loaned back out to Charlton as well. He is an attacking midfielder for the future. He might be able to drop back. Attacking midfielder, yeah, he's got a nice holy trinity. He's got good passing, good long shots, and really good physicals and some nice mentals as well. So I think he's pretty nice. Of course, loaned back to Charlton. He hasn't played yet, which is a bit worrying, but I don't know if there's been too many games there. And we have Ronnie Edwards as well, who's been brought in from Southampton for about 20 million. Some of that's in instalments, so no need to worry. He didn't play long enough to make his full debut, but look, his passing is 15. He's got 14 tackling, 15 first touch. He's an excellent ball playing centre back, so that's what we need. His mentals are really nice. His physicals could be a little bit better, but all to be improved on. He's still young and he can grow even still. So of course I did say we had some outs. There's Kelleher, 37 million. I didn't know that was happening. Well, I would have known, but I went to the gym and forgot. So I had to sign some goalkeepers quickly. Gustavo Nunes, just a youngster that was at the club. I didn't really see much use in him, so he went out. And then just our loan moves here. Christopher Ayer, I think it's a permanent loan. But yeah, he was a bit upset that Clara was starting over him. I think Clara's better. We'll take a look at the squad as well, based on selection info. Yep. So you can see Tommy Conway's on 11 goals there. He's got 3 assists, mostly in the Premier League. Yeah, 9 in the Premier League, 2 assists in there as well. He's progressing very nicely. 16 finishing now. Just trying to find our boys. We have Christoph Klar, who's got 2 goals, 2 assists, and 6.8 average rating. And then Leif Davis, 28 games, 2 goals, 9 assists in the Premier League. He's got a 7.16 average rating. Really quite phenomenal. So that's perfect. So I'm just going to continue playing, and I'll see you guys at the end of the season. Hopefully we do end up staying up. We are 10, 4 and 10 in the Premier League, and we look to be on track to maybe even challenge for European football. So that is pretty good, and I'll see you at the end of the video. Guys, the last game of the season has just come and gone, and it's a devastating one as Liverpool beat us to send us down into 8th place, meaning we'd miss out on Europe through the league. And they also went on and won the league because of that game. So we have just handed Liverpool their very own title right there. So that's very poor from us. You might be noticing though, in our schedule here, we have got an FA Cup victory. 3-1 win over Spurs in the FA Cup here. So that means we are qualified to Europe anyway. But that is massive. We've won the FA Cup in our first season with a team of EFL players. We'll show you how we've been lining up towards the end of the season here. So we have Leif Davis, left back, Edwards at centre back, Clara at centre back, Stolarczyk at centre goalkeeper, and Tommy Conway up at striker. So they've played a lot of games. We can go and check that through in the first team. So Stolarczyk has played every game since he came in with 17, and he's dropped a 6.83 average rating on us. Clara has been one of the most impressive players of this season. 46 appearances, 2 goals, 2 assists, with a 6.9 in his first ever season in the Premier League. Very impressive. He's even got a little price tag of around 30 million for him. Ronnie Edwards came in just a bit late to the Premier League, so he's just getting his feet adjusted at the door. He did struggle a little bit, I'll give him that. But, we got to give him time. He's a young lad, and we got to get behind him. Brilliant on the ball. You just got to get that off the ball, defensive awareness kind of thing. And a bit more physical as he gets older. That'll be fine. Leif Davis at left back was absolutely brilliant. 2 goals, 12 assists to help us win that title there. That trophy, the FA Cup winners. But he was very, very good. Got a bit injured towards the end of the season. A couple injuries here and there. So he didn't really get the full length of the season, but very good nonetheless. Phenomenal player. A bit of regression. We didn't see too much progress because of his injuries, unfortunately. And then up top we had Tommy Conway, who got 16 goals and 8 assists. 14 of those goals in the Premier League. He might have even got top goal scorer if he's lucky. Stas, no. Of course he's not lucky. Erling Haaland, 32 goals. Can we check? Attacking goals. No, so he's not even quite close. He came joint 9th. So he's pretty far down the leaderboard, but 14 goals for him there in his first ever Premier League season is very impressive. And hopefully he'll get another season under his belt next year. And his attributes look phenomenal as well because of this season that he's just gone on. And that's got him interest from Ipswich as they're looking to come up and stay up. Is what I'm trying to say there. So we should go and take a look at the Championship. Stages. What just happened? Let's get to the league stage. So teams we're not going to be able to sign players from anymore. Ipswich, Coventry, and either Southampton or West Brom. So because they're coming up, potentially Southampton, I will let you guys know that I have locked in a transfer already. Will be in history already. No, it won't. It's not in history. I'm not sure how we're going to find this. But I do already have some transfers locked in. So we got Jay Robinson, who, of course, of Southampton. He's going to be coming in next season. He does say he wants to be a regular starter, which I don't think I'm going to be able to give him. Unless Tommy Conway leaves, then he could definitely be a striker up top. But Kevin Shadow's just too good out left, so he might be getting a loan move out there. I'll show these guys a bit later on when we're in the next episode. So a little there for our shortlist. I'm still looking at Charlie Hughes potentially as a backup centre back for next season. Would be massive to get someone like him in, or maybe Nils Zatterstrom just there. Kind of similar players in that sense. The database for these players is still here. Of course, it is showing these loan players, which I'm not able to sign. But we do have quite a lot of choices here, and I would like Joshua Quarcy, Quarshie. So we do have to kind of hope that Southampton don't go up. We got to lose to West Brom here. When was the game? Can I go and check that? Oh, yep. 25th. Oh, it's today. So if I just sim forward a bit, we'll just get through. West Brom promoted. That's absolutely perfect. We didn't get our budgets yet, did we? I don't think so. Let's just accept this. Premier League, top half, positive. Nothing else to say. Oh, just so there's not. I'm not seeing anything about a budget. We'll go to Germany. And then budgets, we do have 66 million, but that might be held over. I don't really want to spend that money just in case it is our full budget, but Joshua Quarshie is looking pretty interesting to me. Where's Alfie Devine going? Alfie Devine's going to Preston, which means we could get him in a future deal. Joshua Quarshie, though, definitely someone I'm looking at. Absolutely. Shea Charles could be as well from a midfield, as Southampton aren't going up. There's not really a lot of quality going on right now. We'll maybe look at Harrison Burrows if we want to get rid of Leif Davis, who's had a great season. We could get some profit from him and potentially get Harrison Burrows, which would be interesting. But yeah, we do have some choices here. I'm looking at. I was looking at Abdul Fatawi, but he seems to have declined a little bit. We'll maybe get a little look at him as well. And where is he? Joshua Quarshie. Perfect. So you guys can see that we've had a good season, 17 wins in the league, 8th place, and an FA Cup victory. So thank you guys for watching this first episode of EFL Signings Only. I hope you have enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.